Hello, good afternoon. Hope all of you are doing good. So we will start today's session. So let's see some of the events that took place in the past 1 week, some of them. So first topic I'll be going to discuss is regarding money bill. So the news regarding money bill here is the comment or the idea by the Chief Justice of India, which is Mr. Chandrachud, has agreed to list petitions challenging money bill route for contentious amendments. So again, whatever the narratives and the discussions that happens, we come back to the static part. I keep telling that, right? So the cardinal issue, that is the main issue, is whether certain amendments could be passed as a money bill. That means there are types of bill. Correct? There are types of bill. Money bill is one among the bills that will be passed in the house. So whether certain amendments could be passed as a money bill, which is restricted only to specified financial matters, and does it violate Article 110 of the Constitution? So which article we are referring here, which is regarding money bill? That is what our focus will be. Okay, so 110. Let's look into the news headlines first, then we will go to the static part or the core part of the news. The Chief Justice of India has agreed to review petitions. That means there are petitions that is coming up wherein, what are the petitions? Challenging the government's use of money bill route for passing controversial amendments. Now the thing is, in the name of the money bill, the ruling party, the government, is passing various bills, which is actually controversial as of now. There are many bills passed in the past few years, and now that is we have this opposition also. That is, they are voicing out regarding certain changes in the law or the amendments, recent amendments. There were petitions filed in the Supreme Court, obviously by the opposition party or whomever it is, regarding the amendments, the recent amendments of, because when you simply name it, ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು ರಿವ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ. Mining Act, it could be, right? So all these acts, most of them, we do not know which one the petitions are referring to, but CJI has mentioned that, okay, that is high time we have to review the petitions and which are those controversial amendments in the name of money bill passed in the parliament. Okay, news ishte ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ petitions review ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. But ಈಗ a controversial amendments ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು questions ಬರಲ್ಲ, because the name itself says it is controversial, right? But we will be focusing on what is money bill, how it is passed, because in the past questions have been asked on this, very basic and static. Okay, so you can give me your inputs, whatever you know about money bill. Okay, meanwhile, and why this matters, because this matter is important as it involves bypassing the Rajya Sabha and potential violations of Article 110 of the Constitution. So idrad artha enu? How can a money bill be passed? What is the idea behind it, or what are the rules and regulations to pass a money bill in the house? Can anyone tell me? Yes, or tell me what are the types of money bill? Anybody? Or types of bills, sorry, types of bills. Can we say we have ordinary bill is one type. Let's understand types of bill, then we will speak about the key points. Okay, we have ordinary bill, money bill, one among them. Okay, then we have even financial bill of two types, two kinds, depending upon the various articles, and constitutional amendment bill. Now the issue is regarding when they are actually passing the amendment bill, In the name of money bill, it has been passed. In the name of money bill ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮನಿ ಬಿಲ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ taking one of the clauses of money bill, there are chances wherein amendment bill na pass ಮಾಡುವ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮನಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌ ದ ಮನಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಹೌಸ್. Getting it? Money bill is introduced only in Lok Sabha. Very good. So it is. So that's the point here I was making, as it involves bypassing the Rajya Sabha. It bypasses the Rajya Sabha. So possibly the members of the Rajya Sabha, possibly they might have filed these petitions. There is a possibility. Okay, so let's see certain key points regarding this. As I told you, some of the types you have to learn: money bill, financial bill, amendment bill, ordinary bill. Okay, for each of this bill, how it is passed, what are the features, we have to see. Let's look into the key points. Maybe we can come back later when you give your inputs. Okay, so we are talking about money bill now. Article 110 of the Constitution of India defines a money bill as a bill that exclusively addresses specific financial issues. That means the name itself suggests idea in the focus is financial issues, anything related to finance or money. Maybe tax, it may be penalties, it may be funds, etc. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha has the final authority to decide if a bill is a money bill. That's the best part. Now, who will decide whether it is a money bill or not? Not the members of the House, but it is Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Right. So bill will be passed and it is presented in front of Speaker. And if the Speaker says it is money bill, and it is done, because it is the final authority. Okay. Then this decision is conclusive and cannot be challenged in any court by either House of the Parliament or by the President also. Keep this in mind. He might think beyond Speaker, it might go to President. There are other bills, amendment bills, wherein President will be having the higher authority. Is it not? But when it comes to money bill, it is the Speaker's final say, final decision will be made, or the decision will be conclusive. That is the end, wherein such decisions cannot be challenged in any court. Okay. Once certified, the Speaker designates the bill as a money bill when it is sent to the Rajya Sabha for recommendations. Money bill ಆದ ನಂತರ ಆ ಬಿಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ರೆಕಮೆಂಡೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಮನಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಅಂತ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಾದ ನಂತರ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ nobody can ask either House of the Parliament or by the President also. So that is where the catch lies here, the tricky part. So money bills can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha, as one of you mentioned, and require the President's recommendation. Okay, recommendation ಬೇಕು, but introduce ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ Lok Sabhaದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. They are classified as government bills and must be introduced by a minister. Private member ಅಲ್ಲ, minister ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, not the member, any member. ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ಬಿಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ reading this in detail in your classrooms. I mean, whenever you are revising also. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಏನಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಚೀಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಪೆಟಿಷನ್ ಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ. Okay, not by challenging in a way, directly challenging the money bill itself. It's like, this is how they are doing in the House and it has to be checked. So yet to be reviewed. Review no agilla. Just mention of it. Madbodu anta ಒಂದು scope ಇದೆ ಅಂತ Chief Justice of India has mentioned, has commented. That is the reason we are learning money bill here. Hope you got the point. So the takeaway should be from this topic should be, one should keep in mind that you have to study types of money bills. Sorry, again I'm repeating. Types of bills. Okay. Features of money bill. more than this. Whatever I have added, this is the basic point. Anything beyond this you want to add now also you can tell me, or else you can go through your static part of money bill. Okay. Then what is the difference between ordinary bill and money bill? Or you can say ordinary bill, money bill, amendment bill. How an amendment bill has to be passed, what is the procedure? How a money bill has to be passed, what is the procedure? And how an ordinary bill has to be passed, what is the procedure? And especially, what are the factors that includes money bill? Is it clear? Hope I am making it clear to you wherein what all you have to learn and where it is passed. For example, iga money bill hige heldage only Lok Sabhadalli matra pass agutte. Whereas constitutional amendment bill ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Anybody? Just asking for an example so that if money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, where can we introduce constitutional amendment bill? Very good. Both in upper house and lower house, both in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Okay. Just asking you random questions so that those who know you can answer. So that will be helping you out. You are part of this session, obviously. Those who do not know, make a note of it and learn. Okay. You are hearing for the first time and all that. Yes. Then let me ask you one more question. What if, okay, I'll ask you like this. Can there be a joint sitting? Or what if there is a difference of opinion on a bill, on an ordinary bill? What is the next procedure? What if, what you can say, there's a deadlock? There is a deadlock between two parties or members in the house. What can be done for ordinary bill? Ordinary bill ge ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಡೆಡ್ಲಾಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? I'll give you two options. Okay, speaker or president. I'm talking about ordinary bill now. Can anyone tell me? Answer me. Speaker or president? Ordinary bill. Ordinary bill. Okay. It should be summoned by, called upon by. Very good. Yes. Aita? So adana preside madodu speaker agidru ene one bill, because it belongs to the house, right? It belongs to the house. So preside madodu speaker agidru no, summon madadu yakandre deadlock agidde summon madadu yaru, call for madadu yaru, president ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? Yes, ordinary bill ge. Good. Then what happens if there is a deadlock for money bill? Enadru ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? Is there any step? Because the answer lies in the explanation what I have done. Can there be a deadlock for money bill? If there is a possibility, it can happen. Or there is any provisions as such? Joint sitting ಗೆ provision ಇದೆಯಾ money bill ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Do we have a provision? Yes, good. There is no provision for joint sitting of the house when it comes to money bill. Good. Okay, there is no joint sitting provision when it comes to ordinary bill ge ide, but money bill ge illa, because it is introduced only in Lok Sabha. Clear with this? So ee ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ನೀವೇ ಒಂದು questions frame ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಅಥವಾ you can sit in groups and study, or you can frame certain questions on bills, because this is one important area one should know. Okay, a common thing anybody should know. And also now it is a narrative that is happening because related to constitutional various amendments. So there is a chance we can expect some remotely related question. Okay, so constitutional amendment bill anna reject athwa return ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? Next question, one last question I'll ask. Can we reject, or sorry, can a president reject constitutional or return constitutional amendment bill? I'm speaking about constitutional amendment bill now. Very good. No, there is no rejecting and returning constitutional amendment bill by the president. Yes, good. Good. So you are able to get the idea and you have learned. I mean, most of your answering, I'm happy about it. So ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಏನು, ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಲ್. That is the revision part for you. Because he is representing the people indirectly. Very good. Yes. So let's move on to the next one. Next, under polity only, one more topic. Grama or Gram Nyayalayas. Gram Nyayalayas was recently in news. So the Supreme Court has requested, in news first, we will understand what are these. Supreme Court has requested comprehensive reports from states and high courts on the establishment and performance of Gram Nyayalayas designed to deliver, yes, Act of 2008, correct, affordable and swift justice to rural areas and alleviate the burden on local courts. ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯನ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ನ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಹಿಯರ್? ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್, ಅಫೋರ್ಡೇಬಲ್, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಫೋರ್ಡೇಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಫ್ರೇಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಡಿನೈಡ್ ಇಸ್, ಸಾರಿ, ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಡಿಲೇಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಡಿನೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಲೈಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಗೆ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ. So the Supreme Court has requested comprehensive reports from the states and high courts on the establishment and performance of Grama Nyayalayas designed to deliver affordable and swift justice to rural areas and alleviate the burden on local courts. ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ 2008 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ತಂದ್ರು ಮತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. All of India, there are some exceptions. We will see the exceptions also. Yes. Speed trials and making close the cases possible at times. Exactly. ಮತ್ತು ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಬ್ ಡಿವಿಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಗಳು ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ ನ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಇದು, ಹೌ ವೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಸ್. But we will focus on what is it exactly. We will understand what is it exactly. The Supreme Court was notified that despite being introduced 16 years ago, almost 16 years, by a parliamentary law, that is, one of you mentioned, Grama Nyayalaya Act of 2008. Okay, 2000. Just make a note of it. Okay, 2008. Grama Nyayalayas are still scarcely established. ಅಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. We will see the idea. I'll come to your question, whatever you're asking. I'll explain these key points. What is it? Then we will come back to that. Okay. So the Law Commission of India proposed Grama Nyayalayas in its 114th report to provide affordable and quick justice to rural citizens. Idu andre idu exclusively in rural areas. Okay. So constitutional basis ಏನು ನಮಗೆ, purpose ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ರೂರಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ದೆನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಏನು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ? ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಏನೇ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್, ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ articles is backing up this provision or this act. So Article 39A of the Indian Constitution mandates the legal system ensures justice and offers free legal aid for equal opportunities regardless of economic status. So you just tell me this Article 39 ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Very good. It is directive principles of state policy. Also remember yes, directive principles of state policy alva. So 39A article ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, 39A ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, yes, ಗಾಂಧಿಯನ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫ್ರೀ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಏಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೇರಿ, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ 39A ಅಂತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ the legal counselors are coming together to provide free legal aid and for equal opportunities regardless of economic status. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, 39A ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, in India, and but the idea in here is a DPSP ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟಿಸಿಯೇಬಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, any person in India, any citizen in India can go for or can get free legal aid irrespective of their economic status. Okay, irrespective of economic status anta heltini. Now going to the next point, legislation alli enide, Grama Nyayalaya bill was passed in 2008 leading to the Grama Nyayalayas Act of 2009. 2008 we can consider, but bill was passed 2008 anta ಹೇಳಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ act na 2009 ಅದು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಬಹುದು. Okay, role and jurisdiction. So Grama Nyayalayas function as courts of judicial magistrate of first class with both civil and criminal jurisdiction to resolve minor disputes at the village level. Now one of you have asked me here, Adarsh, I guess, is it same as lok adalat anta? If ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ಗಳು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? One of you have a question, but I'm just asking you, have you heard of lok adalat and how it is different from its role and jurisdiction when it comes to Grama Nyayalaya? Yes. ಏನು ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Any idea about this phrase, this word, lok adalat? Okay, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಆ ರೀತಿನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. It trials only civil matters ಅಂತ. See, Grama Nyayalaya function as courts of judicial magistrate of first class with both civil and criminal jurisdiction to resolve minor disputes at the village level. ಈ ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ತರನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. One of the features to add, okay, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ತರ ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ it exercise the powers to solve a dispute or related cases with respect to civil and criminal jurisdiction. The ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಅದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ. ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, disputes are solved by direct talks between the litigants. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ, ಲೋಕಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ both the parties, petitioner and the other person are actually having an issue, a dispute. So adanna local level alli mutual consent ಇಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾತನಾಡಿ, not like very severe or serious like ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ civil and criminal jurisdiction both. Maybe one of you has said civil related normal disputes, it can be sorted out. So that is the difference here. Hope it is clear. Okay, but both are special courts anta ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಲೋಕ್ ಅದಾಲತ್ as well as ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ. Hope it is clear. Yes. So coverage. Now this is most important. The act applies to all of India. The act ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it applies to all of India except Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and certain tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. ಯಾಕೆ exception ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Why there is an exception in these states and while it applies to rest of the country? The reason is, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ some of these special area, I mean these areas have their own special laws and administrative systems. So no, yes, they have their own cultural laws, they have their own special laws. So we can say they come under Schedule 6. Good, Schedule 6. So as they come under, as some of the states, for example, the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ states ಬರುತ್ತೆ 6th schedule ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Tribal areas of which of the states? Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram, if I'm not wrong, right? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಟಾನಮಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 6 ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. ಅಸ್ಸಾಂ, ಮೇಘಾಲಯ, ತ್ರಿಪುರಾ, ಮಿಜೋರಾಂ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ jurisdiction and they have their own nature of solving issues like this at the local level. So schedule 6 areas separate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 6 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂತ ಜಾಗ because Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, what about them? Ishtu schedule 6 areas kelag bandre, what about Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Sikkim? What is the reason behind here wherein they act as an exception, or we have an exception for this? Anyone? Ade neevu helidage some of you have mentioned these places, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Sikkim, have their own traditional or customary laws. Traditional or customary laws, excluded tribal laws, whereas the other, they are considered as scheduled areas. Mattu innondu helboda ನಾವು, they have this autonomous district councils. These tribal areas, they have autonomous district council, so which serves the same purpose there. So bringing Grama Nyayalaya over there makes no sense. It is just an overlap. Ide report kelda idare Supreme Court alli. How is it working anta? So it doesn't make any sense of establishing everywhere. Rather, the provisions have already been created. So adukoskara ee exception ide anta. Hope it is clear. One schedule 6. One more is these have, especially again Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, they have autonomous district council. Then there's Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Sikkim. They have their own traditional and customary laws to sort out. That is the reason there is an exception. This is about Grama Nyayalaya. Basic features. Yake purpose ya eno, constitutional basis eno, Article 39A. Just keep this in mind. Okay. DPSP. Then when it was passed, what is its role and what is its coverage? Now we will see some of the other points regarding this. Features. Establishment criteria. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. Establishment criteria. Okay. Grama Nyayalayas are set up for each panchayat at the intermediate level or for a group of contiguous gram panchayats with headquarters at the intermediate panchayat level. Andre Gram Nyayalayas are set up for each panchayat. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು panchayat allೂ ಇನ್ನು intermediate level ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ group of gram panchayat level ಅಲ್ಲಿ we can have a Grama Nyayalaya. Okay, maybe for each or group of Gram Panchayat. Depends upon the geographical location or as the need goes of the place. Okay, who is a presiding officer here? The presiding officer is called as Nyayadikari anta karitare post ge. Who will appoint them? They are appointed by the state government in consultation with the High Court. Presiding officer is called as Nyayadikari. Just a minute. Okay. Nyayadikari and appointed by the state government in consultation with the High Court. Jurisdiction, they handle specific criminal case, civil suits, claims, and disputes as listed in the first and second schedules of the Act using summary procedures. So as we have seen, they take up criminal as well as civil suits. Okay. Then plea bargaining. Yav riti madbodu anta. Accused individuals can apply for plea bargaining to negotiate a lesser charge or sentence. Andre, just because there is a complaint doesn't mean that there is no chance for the guilty there. Okay, or accused individuals can actually request for lesser charge or sentence. Enaguttandre in Nyayadikari ಏನು decide ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, then it will be handed over to the higher courts. So here this will be resolved. So here, if at all the accused is pleading for lesser charge or lesser sentence, that is allowed anta. Adike avakasha ide anta. Then these courts focus on resolving disputes through conciliation with appointed conciliators assisting in the process. Andre when there is a need, when there is a chance, ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಲೆಸ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so there are conciliators, andre counselors basically. So they are being brought up there so that there can be some mutual agreement. Okay, so sometimes mistakes happen, so there can be some mutual agreement that can happen, or mutually adana sort out maduvanta ಒಂದು provision ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. Guided by natural justice, most important now. ಯಾವ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ, which of the principles will guide this Grama Nyayalaya? That means Grama Nyayalayas follow principles of natural justice guided by High Court rules and are not strictly bound by the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪೀನಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ. Most of the apex special courts, if you take, or what we say quasi judicial bodies, so they are not bound by Indian Evidence Act, because there can be legal counselor here, but we are not expecting both the parties are bringing their lawyers or advocates to prove, and they are bringing evidence. For that, scope is less here, alva. So adikoskara Indian Evidence Act of 1872 apply agalla. So can you tell me the name of Indian Evidence Act, which currently we call it as, what do we say for Indian Evidence Act? What is the other name? We have 3 acts, right? That has been renamed or passed. What is the other name? Bharatiya Sakshya Samhitana Sakshya Adhiniyam. Evidence is Sakshya, correct? Samhitana Adhiniyam. Samhitana. Okay, whatever you say, just look into it. So this you have to keep in mind. These are the features. Hope you got some idea about it. Okay. News is very simple. We are just Adhiniyam. Okay. Just focus on this basic level. Maybe schedule 6 questions can be asked. Okay, because there is an exception. So this is a core topic. Okay, this is a core topic wherein rest of the features you have to look into it. Okay, maybe panchayat level, or maybe quasi judicial body, or maybe especially possibly 6 schedule areas or autonomous district councils. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. What if they ask? And this is also for our awareness. ಇದೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಗ್ರಾಮ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ. Because see, learning is completed when you apply in reality, when you see around you, things around you, ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಜರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಇರುವಂತ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? So that is where your learning begins. It should not confine within the textbooks. You see somewhere that is happening, maybe you can take a part in it. The theory with the reality will match more, and your learning will be complete, and you will have a very, very good clarity. If there are certain chance like that, you should never miss. That's what I say. Okay, clear with this? So Grama Nyayalaya bagge ishtu. Then we will move on to the next one. Polity again. Scheduled caste list was recently in news with respect to Uttar Pradesh. Okay, a case. Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, I guess. Okay, we will see that. Now, what is the news? Top court quashes Bihar decision to classify Tanti Tantwa as scheduled caste. Now, the state government in Madhu, they decided one of the castes, subcaste under Hinduism, Hindu religion, Tantiya Tantwa ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತು. ಸೊ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, it has quashed this Bihar's decision, and it says that state government has no authority to tinker with SC list under Article 341. Article 341 ನಲ್ಲಿ SC list ಅಥವಾ changes ಅಥವಾ modifications ಏನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೂ state government has no say. It has no authority. There is a central body, a central authority, statutory body, National Commission for Scheduled Caste, and the court will decide, the parliament, especially the parliament, decide. So constitutionally, it has to be decided in the house, not by any state government. So ee ರೀತಿಯ provision ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So every state will have their own list of scheduled caste. So this is not the first time we are seeing this issue. Now, what is the issue, and what is the narrative, and what should be the actual procedure, we will see. Okay, the Supreme Court ruled that states cannot modify the scheduled caste list under Article 341 of the Constitution. So here the article we have to look into is Article 341. Okay, so this decision nullified a 2015 Bihar government notification that sought to reclassify the Tanti Tantwa community as SC, emphasizing strict adherence to constitutional provisions. So nullify madide. Bihar government ಏನು decide ಮಾಡ್ತು, then nullify ಮಾಡಿ state government ಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ. They do not have any authority to take up like this or list like this ಅಂತ. Tanti Tantwa is a Hindu caste involved in weaving and cloth trading in India. So this community, they are known for like weavers, weaving and cloth trading in India. Okay, just to know, because tribal athwa caste, subcaste, somewhere if you have heard, you should be knowing, especially the tribe's name. Illi caste do not matter, but some awareness you should be having. Where are they? Which place do they belong, and what kind of profession they follow when it comes to caste based. This community is notably present in states such as Gujarat, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam, and Odisha. North India, complete North India. North means west to almost eastern till Assam, we have them. So they are widely spread across various states. Bihar wants to bring them under scheduled caste list. This is the issue now. Okay, so who will decide and who has to be consulted? We have someone called as Registrar General of India. Registrar General of India, who has a very important role to play here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, the proposal ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, said proposal was examined as per the settled modalities in consultation with the Registrar General of India, who actually did not support the proposal. It had come to Registrar General of India, but the proposal was denied. But still the state government went ahead and passed a resolution. State level resolution pass ಮಾಡಿ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಂತಿ ತಾಂತ್ವನ SC ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So now it has quashed this decision of Bihar. Now for us, what would be the takeaway? Let's look into the judgment, then maybe remaining things I'll tell you what you have to study. The court ruled that the state governments cannot change the SC list under Article 341 of the Constitution. So the parliament will decide. And who has the authority? Scheduled caste ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, scheduled tribe ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, who is having the authority to do so? Not the state government, not the chief minister. It is who? President. Under Article 341, Section 1, the President of India has the authority to specify scheduled caste in various states and union territories. So how can a state do it? It is mentioned clearly in the Constitution. That is where the court has quashed the order. And Article 341, Section 2, only Parliament can modify the SC list. This is also said. Who has the authority? President. Who can modify the list? Parliament. Requiring a constitutional amendment for any changes. So ಇದಕ್ಕೂ discussion ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, bill pass ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ the house has to accept this. Only then modification ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎನಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಸಬ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, or anything, any sort of community can be added under scheduled caste. Okay, so Bihar government's error, we will see. What is the judgment? Current narrative. The Bihar government did not follow proper procedures or consult the Registrar General of India, who opposed adding the Tanti Tantwa community to the SC list. I just told you. Court criticism. The court called the state government's notification as malafide and unpardonable mischief that deprived genuine SC members of their benefits. So ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಸರ್ವೇಶನ್, this is say when it comes to reservation and caste right? ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡಿನೈಲ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ even in Manipur also, when we discuss about the issue, what was the thing? The same thing, reservation on Kuki and the Meithei community. So wherever you take it, this is I mean, maybe in Haryana, Punjab, Jhat community. So every state have their own say. The regionalism bandbidutte. So regionalism is important, but regionalism should not suppress the very spirit of nationalism. It should not cost the spirit of nationalism. That is where the importance goes here. Okay, so because of this Bihar government's notification, it would actually affect the constitutional provision here. That is the reason Supreme Court has called this notification as malefied. That is, malefied is wrong, negative, and unpardonable. You cannot forgive this. You cannot do so. So it is like a statement given to it. So it depends, reprimanding or who gone through this, and there should be a report or a evidence wherein when Registrar General of India has opposed ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. So now the court nullified the resolution but allowed individuals. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಈಗ ಇದು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ 2015 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು state government. The court nullified the resolution but allowed individuals who had benefited from it to remain under their original EBC category, economically backward category. The SC quota posts they held must be returned to the SC category. Economically backward agidre it is given, no trouble with that. But SC quota dalli takondiruvanta post anna ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂತ SC ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ candidates ಗೆ in any kind of reservation, any sort of reservation should be returned ಅಂತ court order ಬಂದಿದೆ. Okay, such cases we should be knowing, because when things happen around us, we can connect, we can quote the example that has happened in the past. Clear with this? Did you understand? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Any other provisions you want to relate here of the constitution? Anybody? Just think over it and tell me. Article 15, 15 or 16? Which one we can consider? Sorry, I just mentioned EBC is extremely backward class. Okay, I said economically it is extremely backward class. ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. Okay, what are the other areas where in other constitutional provisions we can bring this concept under? Article 16 says what? So we can actually bring under fundamental rights anta bandaga, alva, under fundamental rights anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ we can apply article 15, article 16, even article 17. Article 15 speaks about no discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, etc. No discrimination. Article 16 speaks about Article 16 speaks about allows for reservations or equal opportunity. Article 17, untouchability. Okay, all this can be actually applied in this case. Okay, and EBC, I just told you, EBC stands for extremely backward category na hakidare. ಈ weaver community, ತಾಂತ್ವ community na extremely backward community category ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ caste category ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, but not SC ಅಂತ consider ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Even if they want it to be considered, so we need president assent, and also the parliament only can modify this. That you have to keep in mind. Okay, and apart from this, who is this Registrar General of India? Which ministry supervises this position, Registrar General of India, and who is he, or what is the role of Article 342 economically weaker section? So hakbodu. Okay, we can actually So who is this RGI, Registrar General of India? So this post comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, just keep a tab on it. Ministry of Home Affairs. So the idea of Registrar General of India is all about census. Okay. Census ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು linguistic survey ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, languages of India. So RGI, Registrar General of India, comes under Ministry of, established under Ministry of Home Affairs. RGI has the authority or has the responsibility, or the person is authorized for census and linguistic delimitation. Delimitation remotely is also related. My question was like, ಯಾವ article ನಾವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, delimitation ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. Okay. Yes, RGI, Register General of India, is authorized to take up census and linguistic survey, language survey ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಈ RGI ಯಾರು? He can be a secretary, a joint secretary, who is a civil service, civil servant. RGI would be an IAS officer basically, who is under the MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, who overlooks or who oversees census in India and linguistic survey in India, just to keep in mind. So beyond the order of RGI, this Bihar government had done this. Now ee ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಒಂದು order ಬಂದಿದೆ, they have to abide by it. Clear with this? Hope it is clear with the idea here. If such narratives, if such similar issues come up, please go through it. Okay, nimge idralli take away ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes and Scheduled Caste ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Composition, Constitution, the reason behind it, the features and all, that could be the possible static part. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದೇನೇ narrative ಇದ್ರೂ we have to go back to this, or maybe Article 341 would do. Okay. Now moving on, we will take up one art and culture topic. Project Pari anta recent agi news alli ittu. There is a reason for this, why India is launching this project. Yake antandre, India is going to host 46th World Heritage Committee meeting in New Delhi, which is part of UNESCO. The upcoming 46th World Heritage Committee meeting will be held in New Delhi. So Ministry of Culture has launched a project called as Project Pari. Okay, Public Art of India. So random agi Project Pari is related to what, athwa it focuses on what, and the questions direct questions. That's why we are learning, because such patterns we can see, such trending questions are there. So this is the idea wherein public art spaces ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಮೈಸೂರು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ಅಥವಾ especially in Karnataka only we have seen wherein major cities are painted, or we see various arts by the roadside. So these are called as public art spaces. Okay, so when we speak about actually public art, it can be any sort of art throughout India, and north to south, east to west, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ art forms ಇದೆ. Okay, it can be kalamkari, athwa mural painting agirbodu, athwa madhubani, anything different sorts. Okay, that is placed, or that is exhibited in the public space, is called as public art. So this will actually enhance the cultural vibrance of India, and also the aesthetics, the appealing or the looks. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪೇಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ so that it represents the very cultural vibrancy of the country. That is the idea here. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ? There are questions throughout all these years. You might have seen past years ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಕಲಂಕಾರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಧುಬಾನಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, you name it, they have asked at least 5 to 6 art forms are already asked in the past, directly, indirectly, regarding any cave paintings, rock paintings, basically paintings, art forms kelidare. So that's why we are considering this as a very important topic. Hope it is clear why we have chosen this. What is the project goals? Now, the initiative aims to showcase public art inspired by India's artistic heritage, blending traditional elements with modern themes and techniques. Okay, so public art, Indiadu heritage na ಏನೆಲ್ಲ showcase ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ to bring in the public space. Artist involvement. Over 150 visual artists will create wall paintings, as I told you. That is a part of it. We enjoy when we are traveling, when we are in the traffic, we just look around and we see certain paintings, we admire it, right? That is very appealing to us. That is what, or it brightens up the entire city. So these people will create wall paintings, murals, sculptures, installations to beautify public spaces in Delhi as a part of the project. Sculpture themes. Sculpture will honor nature related wild animals, natya shastra ideas like various classical forms of dance and all that. Gandhi related Gandhi values or principles, maybe Swachh Bharat agirbodu athwa hygiene, or maybe weaving or self reliance and all that. Indian toys, ancient knowledge. Nad, primeval sound. Nad is like music related to music, life's harmony. And Kalpataru, that is divine tree. Kalpataru, we call it as Kalpavriksha, whatever it is. So that all will be, these are the themes given to the artist, and various artists, 150, more than 150 visual artists are invited from all over the country to work on Delhi's public spaces, so that the people who are coming ending up here, because it is under UNESCO, so that is the reason it is done here. Okay, Project Pari. So we will see certain key points, then I'll ask you a few questions, we will see. So UNESCO World Heritage Committee role. The committee decides which new sites are added to the UNESCO World Heritage list. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು? ಈ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು? The committee decides. ಈಗೇನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. They are the ones, this committee is the one which decides to add sites to the UNESCO World Heritage list. It was asked in exam also, alva? Exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ heritage sites ಬಗ್ಗೆ 2024 prelims ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So recently added ಅಥವಾ ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ intangible heritage ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, they had actually stopped asking. ಒಂದು 3-4 years ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಪುನಃ ಆತರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಆಡೆಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಯಾವುದು, ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಆಡೆಡ್ ಸೈಟ್ಸ್, ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಆಡೆಡ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಆಸ್ ಐ ಹವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಅದು ಇದೆ. So current heritage sites, India has 42 UNESCO World Heritage sites, including 34 cultural, 7 natural, 1 mixed. Can you tell me which is that one mixed site? Heritage site add madidre advantages ಏನು? Okay, good question. Yes, I'll answer that first. One mixed site ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ? ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಕಾಂಚನಜುಂಗ ಆರ್ ಕಾಂಚನಗಂಗಾ. ಎಸ್, ಕಾಂಚನಗಂಗಾ. The reason behind having these world heritage sites is tourism, investment, right? Income, livelihood of the people in and around that region, preservation of the art form, preservation of the architecture. So ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ನ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, you might have visited in one or the other way, different states or within the what do you call place itself, within Karnataka or outside Karnataka also. You might have seen how it is preserved, well maintained in that vicinity, but some are not so well maintained. There are places like that. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಡಬಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಮಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, national funds irutte, international funds irutte. So we can preserve that particular area more effectively than ever. So today we are losing out many structures. The fort, ancient architectures are falling off because of no funding for them. So ಇದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ದು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು, ಮತ್ತು ಟೂರಿಸಂ and livelihood of people around it. That is what it matters. Okay. Now, the recent one to be added was the sacred ensembles or ensembles of Hoysala. Was the most recent addition that we have seen in one of the classes. We have discussed it. Hoysala sacred ensembles, or the temple area, the entire various architectural form is been added to World Heritage Site. So which makes it up to 42 World Heritage Sites. Okay, then World Heritage inspiration. Some artworks and sculptures. Hoysaleshwara Temple, Belur Chennakeshwara, and Mysore Somanath, Shantiniketan, and Sacred Ensembles of Hoysala. Idna ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ 2024 ಅಲ್ಲಿ prelims, if I'm not wrong. Yes, so that's why I thought this could be important for us, heritage sites. Okay, then yes, some artworks and sculptures are inspired by World Heritage Sites, including Bhimbedka and 7 natural World Heritage Sites in India. So that is also there. Then women artists, e project Pari alli public art enidu Pari is about public art of India. Pari is public art of India. This project highlights the strength and contribution of Bharat's Nari Shakti also. Andre ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾರಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕೀ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಏಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವೆರಿನ್ to stimulate dialogue, reflection, inspiration, contributing to dynamic culture, then provides a platform to uplift the aesthetic and cultural outlook of Delhi while adding grandeur to the rich historical legacy. So people are coming from other countries, so we just want to be appealing them. So this helps us in a great way. I know that the bigger part, whatever it is here, you can see. So now on the quick ಒಂದು ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಕಲಿತಿರೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಂತ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಥೀಮ್ಸ್ ನ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಥೀಮ್ಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಮುಂದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪೇಂಟ್ all these art forms. ಈಗ ಫಡ್ paintings, Rajasthan, this has been asked actually, of Rajasthan. Tanka paintings of Sikkim. If you want to note down, if you cannot see this font, you can just note down whatever I'm telling you. Fud paintings of Rajasthan. Tanka painting of Sikkim. The bigger ones you can see, I guess. Kalamkari, Andhra Pradesh. Alpona art anta karitive, West Bengal. Chiriyal painting, Telangana. Should I go slow, or can you see the smaller font here? Can you also see? If you can see, need not write, you will receive the notes. We will just go through it. If you want to write down, I can slow down. What do you want? Yeah. Achpan, Uttarakhand. Bani Tani painting, Rajasthan. Warli, the most famous Warli painting of Maharashtra. Pichwai painting of Rajasthan again. Then Langia Saura of Odisha. Gond art of Madhya Pradesh. Miniature painting of Himachal Pradesh. Alpana art, see, Alpona art in the West Bengal karitara, Alpana art in the Tripura anta karitara, because the neighboring states. So they have some similarity. Tanjore painting of Tamil Nadu. Patachitra of West Bengal. Patachitra we also see in Odisha also. Odisha, West Bengal again. Okay, Patachitra na Odisha do Patachitra ide. Kerala murals. Kerala. Pithoda art, Gujarat. This is literally given in Press India Bureau. Ee article alle kotbitidru ee image na, so I thought these are given, and that is where the questions are also coming from. If not anything else, make a list of it and learn. Match the pairs alli kelbodu. Okay, so or maybe in the statements they can ask. You have to by heart all this slowly. Maybe the more you revise, easy ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದದಷ್ಟು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Hope it is clear. Okay, this is from art and culture regarding Project Pari. Now we'll move on to one more governance topic. Lighthouse tourism. Lighthouse tourism andre enanta? What is the idea of lighthouse tourism and why we should learn about it? Now recently the minister, or they had a meeting in Kerala. Villinyam andre, it is in Trivandrum near Kovalam beach, organized by the Directorate General of Lighthouses and Lightships, an organization under the Ministry of Ports. So at least one lighthouse ನಾವು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಈ ಬೀಚಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Personally, many people like Lighthouse also. So Lighthouse is like, go on the top of the tower and you get a very nice view namage tourist ge. But Lighthouse the uddesha eno, how it helps in shipping, navigation, how it helps in the entire navy ella matter agutte. So Lighthouse is like a pillar or a strong force for the seafarers or the people who sail. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ಲೈಟ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಟೂರಿಸಂ ನ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಟೂರಿಸಂ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ income, right? For livelihood, many people, restaurants or cafes near the beaches, for them it is a livelihood. Lighthouse tourism another one concept. Okay, though it is very minute or very simple, because Vilnius port was Vilnius Lighthouse was recently in news regarding its construction. So Kerala government had given this nod to build some certain ports, I mean certain infrastructure facility in Vilnius. So there was certain what do you call as allegations or blaming, or people were against it. Some criticism was there against this infrastructure newly done. So that is the reason we are taking this Vilnius Lighthouse to discuss now. Okay. So the Union Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways announced plans to boost lighthouse tourism under Maritime India Vision 2030 and Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047. So idರಲ್ಲಿ lighthouse tourism ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ Maritime India Vision 2030 ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ at least. Okay. The announcement was made during a stakeholders meeting organized by Directorate General of Lighthouse and Lightships in Vilnius, Kerala. So ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ನಡೀತು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. Okay, why they matter to us or to the sea. Lighthouses, often towers or buildings equipped with light emitting lamps and lenses, serve as a crucial navigational aid and also for local fishermen. Wherever they are like the guiding lamp or the guiding force for fishermen and mariners, or helps in navigation. Okay, I'm just presuming that at least you have seen at least one lighthouse. Okay, the signal dangerous coastlines, hazardous shoals, reefs, and safe harbor entries during night, especially because of this light that focuses projects on the longer distance on the sea. It helps people, whether it is fisher folk or the navy or the what do you call as any hazard that occurs, that is easily identified because of this presence of the lighthouse. Okay, in India there are 194 such lighthouses established and maintained along the country's coastline and islands. Just giving some importance regarding lighthouse, and that's all. Ishto depth in beda, but see, this is also one of the area where we overlook. There are so many things to know. Alva current affairs anta bandaga athwa ondu civil servant anta andaga, there can be a directorate general for this source who manages, who maintains the lighthouses in a given region, or maybe it is an establishment itself. So ancient India, the Rigveda and Satapatha Brahmana reference navigation in the eastern and western seas. Rigveda also mentions sea voyages by Varuna and Vasishta. Just a mention of ancient India also. Mythologically speaking, tale of Manu being saved from flood underscores early Indian maritime knowledge. Idenu tumba important alla, just add. Historical developments anta nodidaga maybe this can be important. Okay, this one historically matadadaga. In 7th century AD, Pallava king Narasimhavarman I set up a lighthouse in Mamallapuram. Today we call it as Mamallapuram. There is nothing but Mahabalipuram, using log fires to guide ships. This may be the earliest example of lighthouse in South India or southern coast, especially in Mahabalipuram. Okay, Pallava king Narasimhavarman I. Maybe you can go through this person's achievements. Narasimhavarman I. This lighthouse provides breathtaking views of the shore temple complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Innondu enu antandre ee Mahabalipuram ondu UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Mahabalipuram is also one of the World Heritage Sites. So though the topic ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿರಲಿ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. That is the pattern of the exam. I mean the questions they ask. So hope it is clear. Okay, lighthouse ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಮತ್ತೆ earliest example ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. Now let us focus on India Vision of 2030. So this was launched in 2020. It's been 4 years now. We have another 6 years almost, or maybe less than that, to achieve this. So what is the idea here? Strengthens India's position in global maritime sector, succeeding Sagarmala initiative. So Sagarmala initiative itkalva, it has succeeded this. Maritime India Vision has succeeded an initiative called as Sagarmala. Sagarmala ಬಗ್ಗೆ question ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ. Or anything regarding marine areas, it's been asked. Even if it is not asked in prelims also, you can use these points. ಈಗ Lighthouse tourism ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, Maritime India Vision ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು question ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ what are the initiatives India has taken to boost blue economy or maritime trade in India? When such questions are asked, you can mention these. So this is actually a quality point where you are actually justifying your answer. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋ ಬದಲು ಅದು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬದಲು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಿಷನ್ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬರ್ದಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೆಚ್ ಮೋರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್. So achieve a 5% share in world exports within 5 to 10 years by enhancing maritime capabilities and ease of doing business. Aim to become the leading seafaring nation through education, research and training. And India contributes 10 to 12% of the world's seafarers antandre those who sail, okay, sailors, with increasing competition from countries like the Philippines. Promote research and innovation, improve education and training, and create a favorable environment for seafarers and port capability development. Now today we need to develop these ports or ships and harbors, because especially in the Indian Ocean region, to gain prominence in Indian Ocean region, our coastal area is very important. Coastal areas are very important. When we speak about blue economy, this also comes under that. Blue economy ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Hope it is clear. Okay, news ಏನು Lighthouse tourism ಬಗ್ಗೆ, but where are we focusing on? Maritime India Vision. What is the what do you call as the current condition of shipbuilding ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, tourism ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, waterways ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. Now recently it is bit controversial only. Great Nicobar ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಿಕೋಬಾರ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ನಿಕೋಬಾರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. See, economically, strategically, it matters to us. We need that point because it is the most approximate point for Southeast Asian countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and also most proximate or near to Malacca Strait. Is the most busiest, one of the busiest strait or the sea routes. So ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂಥನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್. ಎಕಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ obviously negative effects are there, but when we speak of maritime vision or the overall aspect, these concepts are very important for us, for prelims as well as mains. Keep that in mind. Okay, now we'll take one more topic, then I'll take a break. We'll take a break. Okay, recently a private firm, Bangalore's firm, New Space Research and Technology, ಈ ಒಂದು ಫರ್ಮ್ ಒಂದು ಏರಿಯಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನ, ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಡ್ ಏರಿಯಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನ, ಡ್ರೋನ್ ನ, they tested this unmanned aerial vehicle in world's highest pass, which is that pass, Umlingla Pass. Geography anta consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬಹುದು ನೀವು. Umlingla Pass is the world's highest motorable pass of the world, and wherein you can actually travel there. Motorable means you can take your vehicle. So Umlingla Pass, even we know that the highest elevated country anta bandaga ನಾವು ಅಂತೀವಿ, we have this Titicaca Lake, the lake at the highest elevation anta. Bolivia comes second when it comes to the altitude of Umlingla, the motorable area. Bolivia anta ನಾವು ಸೌತ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಪಾಸ್ ಇದು Umlingla Pass. Okay, so in here this private organization has tested a unmanned aerial vehicle. So it doesn't matter which company and all that, but we are just spotting, we are locating the particular geographical location. Why we should know this? Because India has various passes. ಹೌದಾ, ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ questions ಮುಂದೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ. Natula Pass, Georgila Pass. Can you mention some of the names of the passes, mountain passes? Boomdila Pass of Arunachal. Yes, good. Then Kardungla, very good. Yes. Natula, Shipkla, yes, very good. Jojila, alva. South ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ mountain passes in south? Jilipla, yes. Palakkad we can consider, yes. Palghat, alva, Palghat antante. Then Bhorghat, Talghat, yes. Talbalbor ಅಂತಂತೀವಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು. ಇದೇನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, these are the ABCs of UPSC. Okay, whether they are asking or not, we have to know it. We have to know the geographical location. Maybe this topic could be a reminder to you. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು acronym ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, and it is located in which place also, that matters. At least ಒಂದು prominent passes ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, even though there are no questions directly asked on this particular area, if you have the knowledge of this region, related questions can be answered. ಹೌದಾ? So keep this in mind and take a note of it. And today maybe you can revise various passes of India. So esto topics I understand, you have so much to read, I understand. But whenever it is resurfacing in the news, at least ಆಗ ನೀವು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ procrastinate ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು, ಅದನ್ನ postpone ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು, whenever you find in news, read then and there. How many times it comes in news, you read then and there. That is how you study. It's not that ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ದಿನ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ. Okay, take a note of this and learn to spot some of locate these passes. Though here we are not expecting that they would ask world's highest pass, but just to know. Okay, I have added this topic here. The test set a new world record for high altitude operations for 100 kg drone. Andre drone max takeoff weight unmanned aerial vehicle anta ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Unmanned area ಅಂದ್ರೆ drone na ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ, which is the highest. This achievement will enhance logistics, support disaster and rescue operations and medical relief in the mountainous regions of Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand and northeastern states. What is the significance, implication of this achievement? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಡ್ ಏರಿಯಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನ ಹಾರಿಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಜಾಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್, ಎನಿ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇಲೋಡ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ in this Umlingla pass at highest altitude ali, but also any part of Uttarakhand, northeastern states also. Okay, so idr bagge let's look into it. Actually basically it is in Ladakh. Okay, located in Ladakh, Umlingla is the world's highest motorable road at 19,024 feet, built by BRO, Border Roads Organization, under a project called Himank. We will see Himank. What is here? You can see. Okay, Himank. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಹಿಮಾಂಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮೋಟರೇಬಲ್ ರೋಡ್ ನ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ 52 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ರೋಡ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಚಿಶುಮ್ಲೆ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆಮ್ಚಾಕ್ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ನಿಯರ್ ದ LAC. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿಕಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. LAC ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ಇವಾಗ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಹಾರಿಸಿದೀವಿ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿಕಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ದ enemy position, right? And a sensitive area between India and China. This initiative by the BRO aims to build and maintain roads in the rugged terrain of Ladakh. Ishtu pass bagge. Next, the Himank is derived from a combination of Himalaya. HIM is Himalaya and ANK stands for Advanced Network of Knowledge. Adike navu idana Project Himank anta karitivi. Even if you get a question like what is Project Himank? Project Himank is the project under Border Road Organization to build projects or build roads in the higher altitude. So So the project is focused on constructing and maintaining roads in the challenging Himalayan region, particularly in Ladakh. In Ladakh region alli roads build ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಿಮಾಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. The name reflects the project's commitment to enhancing connectivity and infrastructure in the high altitude remote areas of the Himalayas. Okay, ishtu. The topic is regarding flying of drone, and where the pass known as Umlingla, which is in Ladakh, Umlingla, which is world's highest motorable road. Along that, we are also learning a project name called as Project Himank, which is under BRO, which focuses on building roads in Himalayan region, particularly in Ladakh. It has a strategic importance. This feat or this achievement has a strategic importance. Is it clear? Hope it is clear. You can consider it as a geography topic. Okay. Yes. So we will move on to the next one, but we will take a small break, then we will continue. Fine? Like 10 minutes, I'll come back.
ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో కొరియన్ స్కిన్ ఇంకా సెట్టింగ్స్ పై పెట్టేసుకున్నాం. ఫేస్ మీద హైడ్రేట్ చేద్దాము. నేనైతే స్విస్ బ్యూటీ మీకు 6 ఇంచెస్ సెట్టింగ్స్ కూడా ఒక 5 మినిట్స్ అలానే ఉంటుంది. సోప్ క్రీమ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నా. కొరియన్ స్కిన్ బ్లాక్ మేకప్ చేశాను. నేను ఇది కాకుండా తీసుకున్నాను. పిక్చర్ కలర్ ఉంది. ఫేస్ బ్లాక్ ఫౌండేషన్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాను. ఇంటి 45 నాది. కొంచెం స్ట్రాంగ్ అప్లై చేద్దాం. కంపాక్ట్ పౌడర్ అప్లై చేద్దాం. లిప్స్టిక్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాం. సన్రైజర్ స్పోర్ట్ క్రీమ్ హైలైటర్ గా కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఫైనల్ అవుట్పుట్ ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో కొరియన్
So we shall resume. The next topic is species in news. Anta ನೀವು consider ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. The news is regarding Zoological Survey of India. A scientist discovers new species of dogfish shark called as Qualis hima from India. So why should we learn about such topics? That's the first thing, because every other day now, even every minute, every second, current affairs is updated, right? So when we selectively consider some certain topics, or when I take in the class, it is all because of the previous years. Though the topic here is dogfish shark, the question can be asked from ecological perspective, where sharks fall under which category. Maybe here when we consider sharks as apex predators, we say apex predators, if you remember the term, right? What are the apex predators? Anyone? Apex predators are nothing but the top predators. Now sharks, yes, sharks act as apex predators in their given region. Yadakkoskara ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ top predator ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Apex predators do not have any other predator, or apex predators are not the source of nutrition to any other organisms. First of all, they do not have any other predators. Second thing is, even though there could be larger organisms than them, these are not the source of nourishment for other organisms. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ apex top ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. This we have discussed in the basic ecology class. Now, as I was telling you, maybe it may be remotely. ನಾನು ಒಂದು example ತಗೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. 2023 prelims question on marsupials. I think I have taken this in class also for you in orientations for some of you who are here. Marsupials ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು question ಕೇಳಿ 2023. Okay. Marsupials. So marsupial anta andre pouched animals. Pouched, the animals, the mammals carry their young ones in their pouch, or those who do not have true placenta anta karitevi. Normal agi mammals, they give birth to their young ones, but here for certain period, like kangaroo is the best example for marsupials. Kangaroos, they carry their young ones. ಈಗ marsupials ಅಥವಾ kangaroo ಎರಡೂ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡೂ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. Do we have kangaroos in India? No. Or any of the marsupial example? No. We either have in Australia, New Zealand, or in South America. Marsupials ಇರದೆ ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Why UPSC asked this question? Because anything remotely related, ಏನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, India by then, I think today we have, one of the students told me, I don't know, do we have kangaroos in Mysore Zoo? Yaರ recent visit ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. Have they brought in kangaroos in Mysore Zoo? Anyone? Ilva? Okay. So introduce ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ. Wallabies ಇದೆಯಾ? Okay. Maybe that person has been confused. Okay. If you have visited and you are sure about it, I'll take it from you, because it's been years I did not visit. Why I'm asking this, because 2021, government had decided to bring in kangaroos, these are exotic for us. So to introduce in a zoo, obviously zoo is a artificial conservation, ex situ conservation, so that tourism is boosted again, and conservation of the animals and all that. So our time alli e 22-23 year alli conservation of kangaroos or artificial conservation of kangaroos ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು discussion ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, that is one thing. One more thing is illegal smuggling of kangaroos via Myanmar northeast to India from Australia. This was in news. So the ಎರಡು news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. But what did they ask question on? Not about the smuggling or northeast or Myanmar, nothing. No question on zoo introduction of kangaroos in the zoos. But go back to the basics. ಏನು kangaroo ಯಾವ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ order group ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Marsupials. Basic question on marsupials. Marsupials are found in so and so region. They are not found in India. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸಚ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೋ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಸೆ ಡಾಗ್ ಫಿಶ್ ಶಾರ್ಕ್, ಸರಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರ್ಡ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಸಬಾರ್ದು. ನಿಮ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕೋಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಲೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಶಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮರೀನ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ, ವೇರ್ ಡು ದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಓಕೆ, ದೇರ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಹೋಗೋದ್ ಬೇಡ. ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಶಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Clear with this? That is the reason I've taken this topic to discuss here. Anyway, that is also, it is not that somewhere these species are introduced outside India, inside India only. That is why again we are taking this. Scientists of ZSI have identified a new deep water dogfish shark species, Squalus hima, at the Shakti Kulangara fishing harbor in Kerala along the Arabian Sea, western coastal. Squalus, a genus of dogfish sharks in the Squalidae family, are commonly known as spur dogs and are noted for their smooth dorsal fin spines. So we have this dorsal fin and pelvic fin. We are talking about dorsal fin andre yen gota. So the one which is on the top. Okay, this is pelvic fin anta karitiv now. Fish. Dorsal andre which is on the top. Adanna ಆ fin na ನಾವು ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು dorsal fin anta ಕರೀತಾರೆ, because it has a very smooth fin and also the structure. You can see the eye of the shark here, some features of dog. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ dogfish shark anta ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Okay, so 2 species of Squalus have been found off the southwest coast of India. The newly discovered species Squalus hima is very similar to Squalus lalani but differs in several characteristics. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ too intense, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. Don't worry. As I told you, where do these sharks stand? Okay, in the ecosystem structure, that is where it matters to us. And maybe some very basic biology, not too complicated biology, basic biology questions ಕೇಳೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that's why we have to know. And why it is important to us, why this discovery is important, let us see. Is it threatened? Do we have any idea about this fish or shark? Sorry, dogfish shark. Let us look into it. Now, Squalus megalops group, it is characterized by a short angular snout. Snout is the mouth part, okay? A small mouth, nearly as wide as the snout, the first dorsal fin starting behind the pectoral fins and a spotless body. So, pectoral fins andre, it comes almost here actually, just before the dorsal, okay? And also has a spotless body. Squalus centrophorus species are harvested for their liver oil. That is why we are worried about this. Okay, so they are exploited. Over exploitation example, liver oil. They are exploited for their liver oil, rich in squalene, which is highly sought after. By squalene is a chemical, is a chemical that is produced in this shark's body. It is used in pharmaceutical industries as well as especially for high-end cosmetics and anti-cancer products. So it is sought after, well sought after. So when we have found this is a discovery in the western coast, we ought to protect it from its exploitation. So again, these are the only 2 points we have here, nothing much. Okay, Zoological Survey of India, founded in 1916, just to know, study the country's diverse fauna. ZSI has a national institution and its headquarters is in Kolkata. Just to know, where do we have ZSI, and it focuses on fauna. Like that, we have BSI, Botanical Survey of India, focuses on flora, plants. Now, coming back to my my explanation, whatever I was telling you, sharks are the apex predators in coral reefs, usually. Okay, so these are found in the open waters also, but deep water sharks iralla. Yakantandre sharks are usually tend to feed on the small fishes or primary consumers or the secondary consumers mele feed ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. But ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, these are the deep water dogfish shark species. So that is why they are considering it as a discovery, new species ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Usually sharks are found in, normally sharks are found in the very shallow water or continental shelf ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಓದಿರ್ತೀರ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟಲ್ ಶೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಥವಾ ರೀಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಏಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಡೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದು. Reef ge yav apex predator? We cannot apex predator. We cannot expect whales and dolphins ending up in reef. No, there is an apex predator. If at all that is an apex predator, that is sharks for us. In that way, you have to remember in an ecosystem structure. Hope it is clear. Okay, and because of their exploitation for liver oil, we need to conserve them. That is the significance of the discovery, implication of the discovery. That is also a small topic. Then we move on to spade-toothed whales. Now, whales bagge, again, whales are asked in one of the options, basically. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಶಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಪೆರಿಫರಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವೇಲ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. When we speak of whales, whales come under the order called as cetacean. But the most common word you might have heard, whether it is ನೀವು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ನೀವು ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ ಕ್ರಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ. ಕ್ರಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ರಾಬ್ಸ್, ಶ್ರಿಂಪ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, krill, lobster, shelled organisms come under crustacean. Cetacean andre yaudella? I think I have mentioned this in class, but again I'm just repeating. Cetacean, whales, dolphins, orcas, dolphins mattu ಇನ್ನೊಂದು whales, dolphins. We have one more group, porpoises, porpoise, PORPOISE. One of you have mentioned here whales, dolphins mattu orcas anta. Orca itself is a dolphin. What we see by this white and black, ನಾವು killer whales anta ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So they are the largest of all dolphins. They are dolphins. Sorry, they are dolphins themselves. They fall under dolphins only. But now orcas is a name given to them, and also because of white and black patch they have, and also they are the largest of all dolphins, marine dolphins. Keep in mind, they are not, though they are considered as whale killers or killer whales, they are not whales. Though they have dolphins, what do you call as orcas as a name, they come under dolphins. Porpoises ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. So ಇಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ cetacean ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ crustaceans ತರ. Okay, we are going to a little basic so that you will be having an idea. ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And they are mammals also, and they use sound, echolocation use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Whales use infrasonic, dolphins use ultrasonic. Keep this in mind. To predate, to navigate, to communicate, socialize, they use sounds inside water. So ultrasonic dolphins, infrasonic whales. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Okay, now let's look into news. Spade-toothed whales. Spade-toothed whales are the most, or the world's rarest whales. Rarest whale recently washed up on New Zealand beach. Okay, let's look into it. New Zealand scientists announced that a creature washed up on a South Island beach is likely a spade-toothed whale. Recent washed up anta andre, if you remember the term beaching, I think I have mentioned in the class. What does beaching mean? Beaching is whales or dolphins, both ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Whales or dolphins get washed ashore. So ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ shallow part of the ocean ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So as they communicate through sounds, they will call out for help for the other whales. They'll also get stranded. But ಈ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು whale ಬಂದು stranded ಆಗಿ, so it washed up and it was dead. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಏನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ beaching is like mass stranding of whales ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ mass stranding of cetaceans together, anything whales or dolphins ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, I'm just presuming you know this. Dead on shore by miscommunication or lost track, losing the track and all that. So spade-toothed whales are considered among the rarest in the world and have never been observed alive. That is the unfortunate thing we can say. Leaving their population size, diet and habitat largely unknown. Ide anta gottu, but mostly when we go to study, they are very rare. They are never spotted, and still the studies are going on. Even though we spot one, they are usually dead. So alive agi ನೋಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಡೀಸೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನ ರೇರೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಪೇಡ್ ಟೂತ್ ವೇಲ್ಸ್ ನ. The first spade-toothed whale bones were discovered in 1872 on New Zealand's Spit Island. That means, as I told you, never alive. I mean, whenever we observe it. Let's look into its key points. So this is spade-toothed whale, and these are the places. Red mark, ಈಗ South America off coast ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು Robinson Crusoe Island ಅಲ್ಲಿ, then White Island, Pitt Island, Chatham Island near New Zealand. These are the only few places where it is spotted, and then there also they are dead. The latest identified species is a 5-meter long beaked whale, recognized by its color patterns, skull shape, beak and teeth after washing ashore. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Researchers will work with local Maori tribes to decide on the steady approach. So one more thing to know, interesting factor. How much of us scientists know? Okay, you have a question. ತಿಮಿಂಗಿಲಗಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಸಮುದ್ರಾಲಿ ತೀರಕ್ಕೆ ಉಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಕಾರಣವೇನು? ಕಾರಣ ಅಥವಾ ರೀಸನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Why do they end up? Only the speculations, such as they while they are in the pod, group ಗೆ pod ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. While they are in the pod, by mistake they might have get off the group and they are in search of some prey, and they may be playful and they have come out of the group. They have missed out because of the tides and currents, and as they swim across, they lose the path or the track inside the water, because it's basically water, right? So they that is why they move in the group, same group, and together. So they get off the group or pod, and they keep swimming and swimming. By the time they, by mistake, without their knowledge, they might be pushed off once they are near the shallow part of the ocean. Shallow jagadalli iddaga they will be pushed off and they end up on the shore. Once they end up on the shore, they'll call out for help, and then they get to know, okay, I'm in distress now. A distress call will come up. If the other fellow beings hear it, they all will come together. It is not one will stay back and rest of them will come, or one will come to rescue. Everybody, all the whales will come, or all the dolphins will come, and they will also be having the same plight most of the times, because it is shallow. For they are very majestic, they are very huge, they cannot swim back, so they end up on the shore. Till now, reason is not known. These are the speculations. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿನೂ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಜಿಲೆಂಡ್ or Scotland recently, whales ended up on beach, like hundreds of whales died recently. So reason unknown, but it happens. If volunteers are there, they try to push back the whales so that they can swim back. Most of the times without volunteers they die. Okay, yes, as I was telling, why this is an interesting point. Research collaboration, researchers will have to work with local tribes. Here it is Maori tribe, you might have heard, from New Zealand. This one of the parliamentarian in New Zealand made her speech in Maori language. It went viral. Do you remember? A female parliamentarian, right? A member. So Maori tribes are part of New Zealand, and they are going to help in this research. Why I tell this is a very important point, because in any part of the world, if you go and if you are learning about a rare species or any unique species, endemic species, unless with the help of the local community, for any sort of scientist, it will be difficult, because these people know better than any other scientist. So ಎಲ್ಲೇ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಾನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಟಾರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, it took up Nilgiri tar project Nilgiri state level project, because it is a state animal of Tamil Nadu. So they are taking, the forest authorities themselves are taking the help of, if I'm not wrong, Muthuvan tribe, Muthuvan, Muthuvan tribe anta allide LA Nilgiri region alli. So they are taking their help because they know better about the goat, this mountain goat Nilgiri tar, than anybody else. To whomever authority it is, with the local help, the research can be beneficial, can be effective. Just keep this in mind. Now, cultural significance. Why these whales matter? Whales are considered sacred taonga. Taonga is the word New Zealand's people, they give Maori language, by indigenous people, and past treaties have recognized them as legal persons through this status is not globally, though this status is not globally binding. New Zealand alli, ee country alli Wales na legal person anta consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Any offense caused to that, it is treated as a person, as a like kind of equated to human being. Illi New Zealand alli globally binding alla. That country has chosen, they have decided we are protecting whales in our country, and we mention or we consider this mammal, this animal as legal person anta consider ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದಾಗ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾರ ಆದ್ರೆ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ they will take actions against it. That is the implication of calling an animal as legal person. Probably the earliest or the first example we can say. Okay. In this regard, I'll complete this part. I mean, IUCN status ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ 2017, if I'm not wrong, river Ganga and Yamuna tributaries are today considered as legal entities. Do you remember that? Have you heard of it? We consider river Ganga and Yamuna, or Ganga's tributaries, Yamuna's tributaries today is recognized as in India as legal entity anta ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Legal entity ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು recognition riverಗೆ, and this is the first non-living entity given a legal status in the world or in India for the very first time. We heard of it. Are you getting my point? What I'm telling you? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ? ಓಕೆ, ರಿವರ್ ಗಂಗಾ ಮತ್ತು ಯಮುನಾಗೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೀಗ ವೇಲ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರಿತಿದೀವಿ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ ನ ನಾವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಗಂಗಾ ಮತ್ತು ಯಮುನಾ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, importance, we have given that tag. You can go and check, you can go once, look into it, so you'll get a better idea. Hope you're getting my point, what I'm telling you. Clear with this? Okay. IUCN status is data deficient. Data deficient antandre it is the lowest last level in IUCN. Andre 9 categories ಇದೆ IUCN categorization ಅಲ್ಲಿ, red data book ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ data deficient ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ you never know whether we have this species enough, we do not know whether it is endangered or near to extinct, no idea. So no assessment is been done. So last category of IUCN is data deficient. Okay. Yes. So the takeaway from this is beaching can be learned. Whales, regarding whales, any news you should be keep a tab on it, or maybe where do they fall under, how do they hunt, how do they communicate, how do they socialize. ಆ ತರ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು 2024 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, ಲಯನ್ಸ್, ಚೀತಾಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ರೋರ್ ಅನ್ಲೈಕ್ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. See, that is a very common statement. We will be learning advanced textbooks. ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಚೀತಾ reintroduction project, entire year it was there. They never asked which national park, who unveiled the project, where did we get the cheetahs from, nothing. ಚೀತಾ ರೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. So how basics one can go. So we tend to forget the basic and go to advanced. So start from there. Hope it is clear what I'm telling you. Okay. Then moving on. Forest Advisory Committee, you can consider this under environmental science only. Panel reprimands Odisha for building violation in forest land. Illenagide antandre recent agi Forest Conservation Act 1980 was amended. Okay. Or under the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, we have a committee called as Forest Advisory Committee, which advises the forest departments to take up actions under if at all any constructions, any infrastructure is done without the approval of this committee, it is considered as an offense, and maybe the government can be asked for an explanation, or maybe it can be nullified, or even if it is, if there is an infrastructure, it can be demolished also. Okay, now what is the narrative we will see? Panel reprimands Odisha government for building violation in forest land. Odisha government reprimanded for building walls without approval in forest land that's part of the proposed Sri Jagannath International Airport in Puri. Okay. So we will see what is the narrative. Before that, ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಡಿಶಾ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ FAC ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಒಡಿಶಾ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮೂವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಪುರಿ which actually borders or which is actually part of a region called as forest land. Forest alla forest land. The term forest, one more thing you have to remember, the term forest is not defined under Forest Conservation Act of 1980. Rather, forest land is defined. Today the most controversial definition in India is forest. Forest andre enu anta navenu define madilla. Supreme Court ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, go through dictionary definition anta ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Forest land anta ಇದೆ. What is forest land? Which is mentioned and defined in the Act of Forest Conservation Act of 1980. Forest land is any land that is covered by forest or that surrounds forest is called as forest land. ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ವೈಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it can be criticized, it can be disregarded ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಬಹುದು. FAC ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ತಗೊಬಹುದು. ಒಡಿಶಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ they have built the wall like this. The committee has requested the state's wildlife warden to assess the impact of the proposed airport on olive ridley turtle breeding. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ this is a place for olive ridley turtle breeding, or it is a breeding area of these turtles. In this region, the Odisha government has planned to build the wall where they have the airport. So that is why Forest Advisory Committee has asked to assess the impact. It already built agide. First to impact assess ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. EIA environmental impact assessment ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Impact assessment ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ walls build ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ olive ridley turtles or any other species are affected or not. If it is affected, they can direct the government, Odisha government, to remove that wall. That is the authority, or that is the power Forest Advisory Committee has. But what is this Forest Advisory Committee? Hope you got the news headline. What exactly is this? So this Forest Advisory Committee is under MOEFCC, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and it is part of, or it is established under Forest Conservation Act of 1980, which was recently amended in 2023. Okay, so still that is one of the controversial amendment. Again, it has happened. So we will just focus on FAC andre enu, adradu function mattu recent incident enanta. FAC is a statutory body. Remember, I was just mentioning you. Forest Advisory Committee is a statutory body established under the Forest Conservation Act of 1980 and operates under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. It reviews industrial projects that require the use of forest land. ಈ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ, ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, okay, the committee has the authority, which is withdrawn from the ministry itself, can either approve or reject projects and may impose conditions for the diversion of forest land. So if at all we have an authority which can decide regarding the projects in the forest land, it is FAC. One of the recent incident, one is Odisha, what we saw, how it affects the olive ridley turtles, and reprimanded anta andre it will make sure that it has imposed some conditions. Ondo conditions apply ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ compensate ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ they can even reject the projects totally without assessment ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ demolish ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay. In a recent case, satellite images revealed that the agency responsible for a project had already constructed a wall on forest land without waiting for FAC approval. ಈ ಜಾಗದ್ದು ಇದೇ recent incident. So ಈ ತರ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಸಿಗದೆ ಅವರು ವಾಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೀರಾ, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸಿಸಮ್. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎನಿವೇ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟಾಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ this is in news. FAC ಬಗ್ಗೆ news alide. Some idea you should be having. Okay, so this is what we have with this news, FAC. Now India's space launch vehicles was recently in news. Problem ಏನಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ISRO has, or India has, too many rockets and too few satellites to launch. ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೇನ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್, ಆರ್ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಲಾಂಚ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, PSLV, SSLV, GSLV ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. Knowing the idea matters here. But what is the news? Let's see. The ISRO chairman recently stated that ISRO's launch vehicle capability is 3 times higher than the current demand. Munche, we will see. Munche en martidru antandre, based upon the demand they used to build. Now they are built up everything. But launch ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ satellites illa anta, what do you call as, too few satellites to launch anta. And let's see. This statement has led experts to discuss the challenges in India's space launch sector, highlighting the struggle to create enough demand for its services. ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂತ ಅಪ್ರೋಚೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ನಾವಿರುವಂತ ಅಪ್ರೋಚೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ISRO chairman has given a statement. Looking at this statement, there is an industry concern. This can be a very good question for your mains. What are the recent concerns when it comes to space launch vehicles at ISRO or in India? This can be a very potential question we can expect. Okay, so in this throwing light on this, let's see what changed here in ISRO and why this is the crisis now. So ISRO used to operate on a supply driven model, launching satellites first, then finding customers. Andre ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಏನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ನ supply driven, first to supply ಮಾಡಿ, then they used to find customers for education or telecommunication and all that. Now after 2019, ISRO moved to a demand driven model, resulting in an oversupply of launch vehicles compared to actual needs. So ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಡ್ರಿವನ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಬಟ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ನಾವ್ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಏನು, now the demand for satellite services must come before satellites are built and launched, leading to the current challenge of matching supply with demand. I'll read it for you again. The demand for satellite services must come before satellites are built. Now first only we are building satellites, adre demand illa, so there is a loophole in, there is a gap in supply and demand. Avaga enagutte, loss agutte. So unnecessary, why are we building and there is no demand? First we have to find customers and all that. So that is the reason there is a crisis, and that is why the statement by the chairman. Now to just have a brief of it, ಯಾವ type of launch vehicles ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. We have SSLV, PSLV, GSLV, LVM, that is Mark 3 ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. We have ASLV also, asynchronous satellite launch vehicle, but these are the 4 prominent one. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ questions ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ. Okay, though the statement is given by chairman, there is a problem with demand and supply. Basic questions, factual questions can be asked on these different types of launch vehicles. So for launching SSLV, for launching small payloads, rockets. PSLV, versatile for earth observation. PSLV na yaudikella use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ, polar satellite launch vehicle, earth observation ಗೆ, geostationary ಗೆ, stationary rockets, satellites ಗೆ, navigation related use ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು PSLV, navigation apps ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ PSLV ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And highly successful and ISRO's workhorse. Basically ನಾವು PSLV ನೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. Then geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle for heavier payloads, mainly communication satellites. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ದ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್. polar satellite launch vehicle, earth observation. Geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, communication, or PSLV for navigation. So they might match the objective use of these vehicles. Then Mark 3 can launch up to 4-ton class communication satellites and 10-ton class payloads to low Earth orbits. LEO anta ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, low Earth orbits. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು LVM ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. I have just put up each point there. When you have your science and tech class, when you learn about launch vehicles, please go through this. Okay, please go through this so that you'll get a better idea about it. News ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, and for mains also, as I told you. And the last topic for today is Operation Nanhe Farishtey was recently in news. I have taken this topic because a question on operation was also asked in 2024 prelims. ಒಂದು 2-3 ವರ್ಷ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ತರ factual based operation project ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ. So anyway, they have restarted the trend. So let us also go with the trend. Any operation related, maybe it can be military, naval, or like this, some different ministries operations or campaign, certain questions can be asked. So what is this Nanhe Farishtey scheme or operation? Sorry. For the past 7 years, which was started in 2018, RPF, that is Railway Protection Force, has led this mission to rescue children. So what is the objective of Operation Nanhe Farishtey? Children rescuing in need of care and protection across Indian Railways. So Indian Railways alli athwa railway station alli people who are, children who are lost, or maybe they're abused, or maybe they are under distress. So RPF has sincerely worked from past 7 years to rescuing children. Operation Nanhe Farishtey anta karitare. So far 84,000 children have been rescued from risk stations and trains during this period. Not only station, train was. They have a portal, Track Child portal. This portal holds detailed information about at-risk children. Iga yaradru our makkalna kaladkondidruno, they can go through this portal, because if it is immediately updated, they can go through there. That is also benefit here. Then Indian Railways has set up child help desk at over 135 railway stations. See, this is all awareness for us. Puna yake nimge remind ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, we visit to public spaces, we just are on our own. But when we already learn in the class, maybe we have to open our eyes, ears, and mouth and look around us. An UPSC aspirant should be like that. So ನೀವು child help desk ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ತರ ಈ RPF na ನೀವು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ railway stations ಅಲ್ಲಿ, so you can observe what happens exactly, what is their role, how the surroundings are maintained. That's the kind of observation one should have. So this also comes learning jotege practicality nu apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That is very important. Okay, then rescued children are handed over to the district child welfare committee, which then reunites them with their parents. ಒಂದು situation ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. So it is also about the awareness one should have. Okay, then when we speak of Railway Protection Force, RPF ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, they are the armed force under Union Ministry of Railways. Okay, railway ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಒಂದು armed force ಇದು, responsible for safeguarding railway property, passenger areas and passengers, entire thing. Historical background anta ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, initially part of the watch and ward system of private railways companies in 1881 British time alli, there was a system called as watch and ward of private railway companies under the colonial rule. Then it was restructured as RPF under RPF Act of 1957 called as Railway Protection Force. So post independence alli enella changes aaytu. Significant reforms include the Railway Property Act of 1966 for enhanced security, and 1985 amendment of the RPF Act, which redefined the RPF as armed force and established it as a central police organization. So RPF, like we have CRPF, like we have CISF, idella ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, armed forces ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So which is part of Ministry of Railways ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. But we are talking about the operation name, Operation Nanhe Farishtey, which speaks about, or which the objective is to protect or rescue children at risk at the railway station and in trains. Okay, remember about the name of the operation. This you can consider under miscellaneous topics, basic topics, factual ones. Okay, yes, this is what we have for today. So thank you so much for interacting very well. I can very well see you are like learning, you are revising, and static part, whenever static part is set, make sure that you revise that. Okay, whenever I mentioned. Okay, we'll see you in the next class. Take care. Thank you so much.